Well, hello there, and welcome to CityLine. It is great to be in your home. We are zooming from my kitchen, and we have a great hour ahead of us. Later on, we'll be talking with the South End Neighborhood Council, also known as SENCO, and they have an event that will make Tacoma sparkle again, so you definitely want to hang around to hear about that. Workforce Central is here to talk about a new certification that they have, as springtime always means changes, and if you're looking for some new training to add to your personal inventory, you definitely want to hang out for that. Washington State Historical Society presents the Negro Motorist Green Book. This is an exhibit that we currently have in our fair city, and you definitely want to learn about this and take yourself down there in person. And then with me now is the Grand Cinema, and they are here to talk about, can you believe it? Their 25th birthday. So please join me in welcoming Ernest Jasmine. You are the marketing manager for the Grand Cinema. Welcome back, my friend.
Thanks for having me. Good to be back.
It's good to have you here. And you brought with you a woman that I don't get to see much anymore because all of you are doing your jobs. And so therefore, she doesn't need to be in an interview, but I'm so glad she's here now. I'm talking about Rachel Markle. You are the Director of Community Development for the Grand Cinema. Rachel, it's good to see you, my dear.
Great to see you too, Amanda. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And then with you and with us is this handsome man, fifth row center, Paul Richter. You are the education director for the Grand Cinema. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Amanda. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you here. And I've never seen the seats behind you so quiet. So you must have shushed the audience very well, as we say.
I did my best. Yeah, we were supposed to have a showing and I said, nope, for Amanda, everybody get out.
That's right.
A dozen people very upset, but it was worth it.
Okay, good. So Ernst, let's start with you. There's a big milestone. I kind of announced it at the beginning here, but I want to hear it from your mouth. How old is the Grand?
The Grand Cinema in April turns 25 years old. So for the last quarter century, this has been ground zero for independent film, local film, international film in Tacoma. You can drink when you're 21, so I guess we can legally rent a car or something.
There we go. That works. I just have such a hard time believing that it's 25 years only, because the Grand has that feeling of they have been around since dirt. They are so integrated into our community that I can't even comprehend that it's only 25 years. So, Ernest, how are we going to celebrate?
Well, for starters, we're having a big birthday party. We're inviting people to come down to our newly renovated Grand Lounge from 2 to 4 p.m. on April 16th. We're going to have our executive directors going to say a few words. People are going to share memories, and most importantly, free cake. You can load up on free cake. That's always nice. And on the 18th, which is our actual birthday, we're having our free member movie day. So if you're a member, it's not too late. You can sign up today and get this deal. You can watch free movies all day. You don't have to leave, just free movies all day. Pretty nice perk. And I guess the last thing I should mention is that we're a nonprofit, so we have kind of a fundraiser that we're doing. If you watched the Oscars the other day, all those big winners, most of those movies you could only see in Tacoma at the Grand Cinema. So if you appreciate that kind of programming, we're asking people to donate to our $25 for 25 years campaign. You can do that in person next time you drop by, or you can go to our website, which is at grandcinema.com.
Okay, I think you have covered everything from cake to how we continue to fund this jewel here in Tacoma. Rachel, you, amidst this company, I think, have been with the Grand Cinema and all of its goodness for the longest, first off, Rachel, how long have you been at the Grand Cinema?
I believe it's been 15 years, which blows my mind thinking about that too. I'm like, wow, I've been a part of this for a long time. It's been amazing.
Yeah, it has been. So when you think about some of those moments, and certainly those memorable moments, what comes to mind from your time there?
Well, you kind of touched on it a little bit at the beginning. One of the amazing things is how much our staff has grown. Obviously, one of the most amazing things about the Grand Cinema is that we have a volunteer base that's huge. And that's always been a foundation of who we are and why people love to come and buy popcorn, right? Not only is it the best popcorn, but you get to meet these friendly, amazing volunteers. But on top of that, now our staff has grown. We've been able to provide a lot of amazing things for our community, which is, again, very, very important. Included in some of those things I just wanted to kind of outline is we opened a fourth theater. A lot of people don't understand that we only had 3 theaters when I started, and now we have 4. And we did that in December of 2009. Our actual birthday is April 18th, and that was in 1997. And another piece of information that some might not know is that the Grand actually was a for-profit in the beginning. And the April 18th, 1997 is the date that we opened as a nonprofit. So that was also a really big deal. In 2013, we had to make the conversion to digital theater. Again, huge process. Both the fourth theater and the digital campaign both required some really heavy fundraising, which again, we have this amazing community, which goes back to the we've only been around for 25 years. Wow, it feels like we've been around for 50 because of the community support and the continual love that we receive from the community. And we hope that everyone feels that we give it back. And that's why we do those things at a theater. Ernest mentioned in his opening that we just remodeled our lounge area. So now we have a very inclusive, welcoming space for everyone. These are all just really super fun, important things. And then, of course, other memorable moments, we hosted Leonard Maltin. We've had John Ratzenberger. We have had, through our 25 New Faces, we've had some amazing directors that now we're seeing on the screen. One of my personal favorites is Julia Garner, who is in Ozark. And if you watch Netflix, then you also saw her in Inventing Anna. She was in Tacoma. It's just really humble for me and our staff and the things that we're able to provide that have hopefully been memorable for everyone.
Oh, I think if I were a reporter on the street and I were to ask for a memorable moment from just passerbys about the Grand, the stories would be endless. Absolutely endless. From standing in line just to get popcorn with all of our masks on, and suddenly this lit up space monster comes around the corner. It's those kind of love is in the details that makes the Grand feel like home. It hasn't all been, rainbows and sunshines. There's been some big challenges. The fact that we're even having this conversation and you are still in existence, let's just put that out there right now. But Rachel, when you think about those things that you'll never forget, that you thought, am I going to make it through this? What comes to mind?
Well, of course, the last 2 years have been a huge challenge. It was honestly very emotional. We had our volunteer party back in November, and it was kind of the first time we realized this is amazing. We missed this so much. We had to close for a year. We opened back up in April, and now here we are in April, looking at April very soon. And then we get to celebrate this birthday. It's all extremely emotional on so many levels, and that's challenging in and of itself, just the feelings along with everything that we've had. I talked about our digital campaign. Transferring from 35 millimeter to digital cinema was a huge challenge. mostly financial, but also just it changed our process and how a movie theater runs. And then, of course, we have the challenges with the streaming and those types of things. But the beautiful thing about independent film is that it is an experience. And I believe truly most people love to come to the Grand in person, excuse me. And we're starting to see that. It's going to take time. But we're just so grateful for all the support of our community and that we continue to see that. Those that aren't comfortable in coming in have been donating. Those that are comfortable to come in are coming. And we respect and honor all of those movements. And, we're just really looking forward to hopefully an amazing summer. And really this birthday means a lot in so many ways because of that. So I hope that lots of people can come out on the 16th and help celebrate with us.
Absolutely. So, Paul, we're going to talk about science on the screen here in just a second because the Grand is synonymous with education. Beyond the birthday party, Rachel, what can fans look forward to in 2022?
Oh, my goodness. Well, one of my favorite things is our outdoor movie series. We rolled that out last year, right when we opened in April. That was a huge undertaking by our entire staff. It was fun. So we were able to do our first screening with Tacoma Pride, which was amazing. We did it in Wright Park. And so this year I'm excited to announce what we'll have for that. And then our 253 film competition's coming up again. That's going to be in May. You can actually sign up to be a filmmaking team right now. And so our traditional programs are coming back. And then we've got new ones too. And I'll let Paul speak to those a little bit more.
Yeah, Mr. Paul. Paul, let's talk about Science on Screen. Great name. What is it?
Science on Screen is one of my all-time favorite things that the Grand has done. And it is a program that's run here at the Grand in partnership with the National Science on Screen organization. And the sort of elevator pitch of Science on Screen is that we show cult classic films or beloved sci-fi films, or it doesn't even have to be a sci-fi film, just movies that we love to watch. And we pair them with a scientist or expert in a specific field who can talk to something related to that film. For example, just very recently, we showed the film The Fifth Element, and we had Dr. Lathina Nervo, who is a cell developmental expert. Her official scientific title, I don't recall because science is very much not my forte. But she was a professor from Pacific Lutheran University who came out to speak, and her presentation was called "Can You 3D Print a Person?" And she talked about all of the developments in science for 3D cell and tissue printing that is really happening. And then we got to watch this movie where essentially they 3D print Mila Jovovich so that she can go beat up Gary Oldman and all of the alien bad guys in that film. And it was really fun. We have one coming up in April that will be showing the classic film Children of Men. And we will have a political science professor, Michael Artime, who is actually the chair of the political science department at PLU. And he'll be speaking about something I think we can all probably relate to as having lived through it the last several years, democracy in times of crisis, and how our political structure sort of changes in times of extreme conditions.
I love that. So, Paul, in addition to Science on the Screen, you have a film camp, and as Rachel mentioned, the outdoor movies. Are all of those still on tap for this summer?
Absolutely, they are. I'm very excited. We'll be bringing back our annual Grand Cinema Film Camp this summer, targeted toward youth again. We're going to have 3 weeks. We've got the dates announced up on our website. It's my goal to have registration open for those very soon, hopefully by just the beginning of April. It's going to be an awesome opportunity. If you haven't been involved with it before, typically it's for our younger, late elementary to high school age clientele here at the Grand. It's an opportunity to learn about filmmaking, to work within groups and to express creativity and sort of explore the world of telling stories on film, hopefully to inspire lifelong filmmakers.
That's right. We're trying to find that budding Steven Spielberg in there someplace, or or that Jane Campion who's hiding out somewhere in Soda. Ernst, what's showing this week? What should we definitely hop down there for on a late afternoon with some popcorn?
Well, there's a couple I'm looking forward to personally. We've got a movie opening on Friday called All My Friends Hate Me. It's a British kind of a dark comedy about social anxiety gone way off the rails. I think it kind of turns into a horror film, but that one's got really good reviews. Then coming up, I think next week it's going to open one of the greatest action heroes.
Oh, we may have lost him due to technology, so we'll hang in there for just a second. Rachel, can you?
Oh, did you hear me?
You're back.
You were frozen for a second. I'm like, can they hear me at all? These great movies. I'm not sure how much of that you heard, but a big one that I think everyone is looking forward to. There's a lot of anticipation. Is Michelle Yeoh. Doctor Strange isn't the only person with multiverse problems this year. She's kind of hopping around time and dimensions in a thing called. Always have to look at the title. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. So that's coming up next week. That looks fun. What else? I think you've got some. Talk about the science on screen. We just have a lot of good programming. Oh, the Nicolas Cage movie. We're gonna have that one. That one looks pretty funny. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That one's called. So
I love that. And if that's not enough, just I could have the popcorn every single day, and I have to be careful not to do that because let me tell you something. I just want to walk in, talk to the volunteers, grab some popcorn, and then just go through every movie you have that day. So you're going to have to kick me out here very soon. Last question for all three of you as we talk about this wonderful 25th anniversary. I'm going to start with you first, Ernst, and then go to Paul, and then end with Rachel. 25 years, let's flash forward in time, and it's now the 50th anniversary of the Grand Cinema. What's the one thing the Grand Cinema will be known for, Ernst?
Oh, I don't know if I can narrow it down to one. But hopefully, for starters, just quality cinema that you can't see anywhere else. I personally have seen some of my favorite movies at the Grand. No Country for Old Men, I'm Not Your Negro, about James Baldwin, just great films all the time and programs that enrich our community.
All right, Paul, what's that one thing?
I would love the Grand to be a gathering place for the community where we come together to watch stories and share them with every part of the city of Tacoma.
I love that. And Rachel, close us out.
Close it out with that. I feel like the Grand is all about movies, but it's also so much more than movies. Kind of touches on both what Ernest and Paul said, is that we're a gathering space. We're more than just coming and watching the movie. You're going to get a full experience from, like you said, getting the popcorn from your volunteer, but that's only going to get bigger and better in the next 25 years. What exactly does that mean? My hope would be another movie theater, because we have so many movies we would like to show. Let's have more theaters, more film camps, more opportunities so that there's so much more for our community to come to. And in 25 years, maybe.
We can do this. We can. Thank you, all three of you, so much for being here today. And happy birthday to all three of you. Now, I do believe I have Whitney from the Pierce County Humane Society standing by. Whitney, who do you have with you that needs a forever home?
Hi, Amanda. This cute little guy here is Bandon. Bandon is a 6-month-old male bunny, and he is absolutely so sweet. He loves to run and play. I think he'd do really well as a house bunny. He'll actually run up to you and ask you for pets and attention once he gets to know you, which is definitely very nice, especially if you've got little kiddos around. If you're interested in adopting Bandon or any of our other bunnies or pets around the shelter, feel free to come on down to the shelter. We're located at 2608 Center Street, and our hours are 11 o'clock through 5:30 from Tuesday through Sunday. And if you want to check out who all's available before you come on in, check out our website at www.thehumanesociety.org. All of our animals will come with a microchip, as well as any necessary vaccines, wellness exams, and even pet care counseling and more. So if you want to come on down, we'd love to see you. Take care and have a good one.